Hello, I'm Brian Seakash. I'm here to interview the 2021 to the 2022 candidates for the District 35 Club Growth Director. We have two candidates this evening, and the first one is Jason Feucht, DTM, and the second one will be Janet O'Rourke, DTM. Both are running for the Club Growth Director position. Both candidates will be given the opportunity to make a 2-minute statement at either the beginning or the end of a 10-minute interview session. They will each be asked the same questions in the same order, but depending upon the amount of time dedicated to answering the question, each candidate may answer a different number of questions. For timing purposes, if a candidate chooses to answer questions first, they will receive the green card at 6 minutes, yellow at 7 minutes, and red at 8 minutes. At that time, the candidate will move into their 2-minute statement. Timing will begin again with green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. The recording will end at 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Now, if a candidate chooses to give an opening statement, then the timing will be reversed. Timing will begin with green shown at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. Timing will begin again, and they will receive the green card at 6 minutes, yellow at 7 minutes, and red at 8 minutes. The recording will end at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Our first candidate, Jason Feucht, DTM. Jason, would you like to make an opening statement or begin with questions right away?
Thank you, Brian. I'd like to begin with the questions, please.
Okay, great. Question number one, Jason, what kind of challenges are you ready for as Club Growth Director?
Thank you, Brian. That's a very interesting question. What type of challenges am I looking forward to or interested in or willing to tackle as Club Growth Director? Really, it's almost any challenge. I think we're at a really interesting time coming out of, hopefully soon coming out of the pandemic, and at a pivotal time for Toastmasters in District 35. We've shed some clubs, we've shed some members. We're hopefully coming towards some sort of new normalcy. And I think that's going to be one of the most interesting and biggest challenges that we're going to have to face, is re-energizing and revitalizing our membership and our clubs, and then looking for opportunities to strategically grow our club through marketing and through other growth. So I think there's a great opportunity ahead, many challenges ahead, but I'm willing to tackle all of them heads on.
Great, thank you very much, Jason. Knowing what you already know about the incoming district director and program quality director, what strengths would you bring to the trio?
What strengths do I think I'll bring to the trio? I have a great deal of past leadership experience, both at the business and the nonprofit organization level. I am a servants type leader. I'm looking for partnership and teamwork with those that I'm part of a leadership team with. And in my day-to-day life, I'm part of a leadership team that we work very closely together, that we each have the things that we own, but it's very important that we collaborate, work together, and look for opportunities to create synergy between the leadership team and address any issues or conflict that potentially can come up, because conflict always comes up. But I believe I can bring a great deal of business background and a great deal of other expertise that I have from budgeting, from project management, through strategic planning. Things like that are all things I think we can really bring to the trio and to the district.
Great, thanks, Jason. You mentioned volunteering and leadership. What are some strategies you have used to motivate leaders in a volunteer organization?
Thank you, Brian. That's a great question. I actually happen to be president of a nonprofit organization, a nonprofit musical organization, and I've been president of that group for some time and served on their board for some time. And I think what's important to remember in a nonprofit organization is the importance of motivation being intrinsic and giving the opportunity for people to shine versus, and it's really not versus, because as a people leader in business, I also lead this way, is you have good people, you find good people, you have them do good things and do good work and encourage them, which is much more healthy as a leader and works well in business as well as it works well in nonprofit organizations versus the tell and enforce type of leadership. So it's really important, I think, in nonprofit organizations to find good people, seek those people out, let them shine or help them shine and encourage them to come forward and shine, to be leaders themselves, to get involved and to move forward from that perspective.
Okay, very well. Earlier, you had mentioned that you had observed that we had lost some members through the pandemic. What marketing ideas do you have to increase membership in our clubs as well as increase the clubs in our district?
Great, thank you, Brian. I think that we're at, like I said, a pivotal time. I think it's important, and I think a role the district could perhaps take on a little more forward standing with is the idea of brand awareness and using some of the dollars and marketing budget of the district to work more from the idea of brand awareness. How do we create awareness of Toastmasters across Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula? Is that doing more internet advertising, perhaps on LinkedIn or Facebook, that is more brand awareness that then cycles people through to perhaps a landing page that pushes them out to find a club, to get involved with a club directly? I think that's an important potential thing district could do. Perhaps something as simple as putting a billboard up and seeing what something like that might do, and driving that again to a particular web page where we can create metrics, drive that web page out to find a club, to encourage again pushing from the district level out and creating that additional brand awareness. I think the other thing that's important is to continue a lot of the things that we do. We have really good district level programs and things like that, continuing to bring members through that way, inviting others as non-Toastmasters to experience some of the things at the district that we perhaps offer is an additional way to create brand awareness in marketing.
Excellent. And we certainly understand the importance of brand awareness in corporate life. How about the plans that you have to ensure corporate clubs will remain sustainable here in Toastmasters?
Great, thank you, Brian. I happen to be a member of a corporate club, and I think it's important to ensure that corporate clubs don't get too isolated. Corporate clubs have the potential to get very insular of the way that they can consider sometimes to do Toastmasters is the way they do Toastmasters at their company. And I think it's important to stay engaged with the corporate clubs because they can bring a lot of other experience and things like that to the district as a whole and to other clubs because they have, again, a different level of experience and different types of members. In addition, I think the other important thing is to remember that not every corporate club is the same because not every company is the same. What may work for one company may not work for another company. And that's where it's important as we're working with corporate clubs or even building corporate clubs that we still have that personal member level connection because that individual can help us get an inroads into cooperating or moving forward in that corporate club.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jason. Now we're going to shift gears and kind of move into a little bit of a segment about you. This next question has 3 parts. Describe a time when you went through a change, and then how did that impact you, and how did you adapt to that change?
Great, thank you, Brian. I think a really interesting change I will reference is prior to my current company I work for that I've been working for almost 13 years, I actually worked for obviously a different company, but that company I actually had to decide to resign on ethical grounds. And I took the chance after having worked there 10 years to say, as some things were changing in a way that I was not comfortable with, to say, I can't do this. I can't be somebody I'm not. I can't work for a place that I can't work for. It really caused a lot of soul searching within me to figure out what my true values were because I could have continued on, but it was important to me to be who I was, take that chance, resign without another job. And I ended up working for a much better company with a much better opportunity. And I learned a great deal about the importance of my personal ethics in who I am and how they define how I move forward in life.
Excellent. Great. Thanks for sharing that with us. Tell us about a time or what you actually consider your greatest personal accomplishment in Toastmasters.
Thank you, Brian. I will wrap kind of quickly because I've seen the yellow card, but my personal greatest accomplishment, obviously, I'm a DTM. That's something I'm very proud of. But really, I think the thing I'm most proud of is I was president the first time our club became President's Distinguished. And it was very important to me that working together as a club, we were able to get to that point. We had built the club from scratch. I'm a charter member of my home club, and we worked our way up. And by happenstance, I think I happened to be president the first time we were president distinguished, and we've been that since. And I see the red card, so I'm going to move on to my personal statement. Thank you for the question, Brian. I'm very honored.
Sure.
District 35 Toastmasters. My name is Jason Feucht, and I'm honored to be a candidate for Club Growth Director. And I want to use my skills and experience to help you and all Toastmasters in District 35 reach their communication, leadership, and personal goals as your next Club Growth Director. District 35 and Toastmasters is at a pivotal time as the world has to come out of our pandemic and moves into whatever our new normal will be. I believe my skills, personal experience, all can help our district, divisions, areas, and clubs find a new normal and start focusing on the future through Toastmasters. I believe that through cooperation and a new focus on you, our members, and the fundamentals of Toastmasters, our future is very bright. As your Club Growth Director, I look forward to supporting you and your clubs in increasing membership, creating an overall marketing plan for the district, and finding opportunities to strategically develop clubs. I think it's important for all of us to remember that through Toastmasters, through working together and encouraging each other, challenging each other to keep learning and growing, anything is possible. Who knows where our future might lead us? As your Club Growth Director, it'll be my mission to help you and all clubs succeed and grow as speakers, leaders, and Toastmasters. I ask for your vote as your next Club Growth Director at the district business meeting on May 15th. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your time today, Jason. I wish you good success on your leadership journey here in Toastmasters. I look forward to hearing the election results, like you said, on May 15th at the District Business Council meeting. Thanks again, Jason.
Thank you.